Hello guys, Justin here with Rampengu Nation, and I thought I would make a video about Altergeist because it's been a while since I've talked about this deck or even played this deck. As you know, I've been playing a lot of Orcus recently, and I thought it would be a good time to show you guys a good control deck of the format and why it's still good. So I'll be going over some combos for the deck. Yes, you heard me right. Combos and Altergeist, as weird as that sound. I promise there are some. And overall my deck list and why I make certain card choices, okay? So let's just get right into it. So for my monsters, you play one Konkuri because you know he's good in grind games to shut off attacks, negate attacks, and etc. 3 Mario, it's your second best starter of the deck, obviously next to Meliseek, which gets you Faker. Mario is the one that sets your traps, so when you're making your kickback turn or your starting turn, so good to have it. You play 3 Meliseek, it's your starter, the outs problems, and it searches Faker. This one's very strong. 1 Faker, the girl herself, she's at 1, you know. No worries. 2 Silk, you don't want to play 3 to break. If you play the Demise variant with 3 Manifestation and 3 Silk, then yeah, I would recommend it. But Silk is like okay to open now if you open it with Manny, because now you can make Almirage with it and you have a form of interruption by going Manny back your Silk and then mounting Manny as a form of like a bounce. So it's not terrible, it's still now. I like to play hand traps in this deck now because it's weak to reboot obviously, so you want to have anything to like hinder your opponent a little bit. So we do 3 Ash, obviously. Super strong versus Orcus. I might choose to include Valor at some point, but I like Nibru because it's still Nibru still like prevents him from doing IP into Trispana versus you, and Nibru is really good versus Salmon Great and other combo decks in general. So I do 3 Nibru. Obviously, you can't do Nibru and Faker in the same turn, which sucks, but Nibru is a good body presence. And 1 Sangan because I want another like going first option to increase the consistency of the deck. So another starter essentially like Meliseek to be able to search Faker because she's at 1. 1 for 1, and then 3 Extravagance. Those are the only spells. You can play Call by the Grave, but I don't think it's that strong in this deck, and I don't think it's as needed because you got your trap cards. 2 Manifestation. So this one is a good talking point. A lot of people only play 1, and I think the 2 is really good for, as I explained earlier. When you open Silk Manny, it's still a play. Manny spoof plays are still very viable. And also, what people don't know is that the revive effect of Manifestation is not once per turn. It's the banish effect from the grave to add back an Altergeist trap from your grave to your hand is the one that's once per turn. So that's why Manifestation is very good, because you can flip 2 in the same turn and revive 2 guys, which will be coming up in one of the combos. So that's why I think that playing 2 is really good, and also it's a normal trap, hence it's a trap trick target, as you can, which you see SI. So if they Ash, let's say for instance your Meliseek, when you try to search Faker, when I Cypher going first SI on my trap tricks and my Sangan, I can then banish a Manny and then revive my Seek in order to search Faker on the kickback. So it's really strong. 2 Protocol, 3 is an option, but I think 2 is just fine. 3 Compulsory, this is the best reactive trap going second and first, especially against a lot of things that can't be destroyed like Colossus and Dingirsu. So being able to like clear it away from the field and not put it in the graveyard is very good, which is why I think Compulse is one of the strongest traps in this deck. Also, it's a trap trick target, so it makes it extra versatile, which makes it really strong, and I think you should play 3. Crackdown is another option, but Crackdown can be outed, and if you're playing a trap deck, a lot of people are going to be siding reactive cards for you. 3 Impermanence. It's very good. It's a hand trap, and also it can trigger Faker if you open it in your opening turn. If you get sacked enough and opening Permanence Faker, then you're playing Altergeist right, apparently. And then the 3 ofs, 6 Solemns, very strong, and then 3 Spoofing. Best starter in the deck. Oh my gosh, Altergeist would be literally tier 1 if this card said Altergeist Spoofing on it, but it doesn't, unfortunately. But it's another way to Faker and Konkuri into Mario, so it just like cycles through your deck, so it's hence why it's really good. Common play you guys should know of is if you activate Manifestation to target a card and then chain link to use Spoofing to return it, you're able to still special the monster because it doesn't have to equip for it to resolve, and you can also get your search off Spoofing, which is pretty cool. So that rounds out the main 40 cards. Side deck, we gotta play 3 lands here because, you know, Orcus best deck apparently. 1 Sangan for going first to increase your consistency even more. So then we up our starters now to basically 10, because I'm going to 2 Sangans, 1 for 1 multi-faker, 3 Seeks, and then 3 spoofing. So it just becomes more consistent only when you go first. And you can side out like one of the Sangans for when you go second, obviously. 3 village, knock out all those trap decks, obviously, and versus like even like Endymions, you could silk bounce their guy, their scale, any normal spellcaster they summon, so then they're still locked out of the spell cards. And it's just a win condition versus Sky Striker. It just usually seals the game. 3 evenly matched, the most underrated card of the deck. It triggers Faker if you somehow manage to open Faker with it, and that's pretty cool. But also, the decks that you're going to be using against, such as Orchist, Salamangreat, other trap decks, they're not siding Lancia versus you, so their outs, they don't really have outs to it. Every Orchist player now generally is going for the Babel IP play, so this outs the IP board as well as with Nibiru, so hence why it's really good. Phantasma was one of the options I was considering in this deck, but I didn't like how it kind of locked you out your Faker options a lot, so that's why I opted just to play evenly alone. 3 Storm Duster, this is your form of backer removal. It's really good because it's a trap trick target and it clears 2 at once, and also it's just a trap card, so it's really nice. And then I play 2 trap tricks because I have so many targets in the deck for it that it's really good when you go first with it, because then you can either grab Manifestation, Compulsory, Impermanence, or Storm Duster depending on the matchup, which gives you a lot of varying options. You take out like certain cards that you know are bad in the matchups, then you can put Trap Trick in to get your more reactive traps depending on the situation. Also, because you're siding, people are going to be Twin Twistering your cards, so Trap Trick is very reactive towards Twin Twister because you chain it to twin and you set a new card, and that way they basically negged on their twin on that trap trick target, because now trap trick gets a new trap and you can just choose to use that whenever for the situation. For the extra deck, I play 3 Hextia, 3 Prime Banshee, 1 Borreload, 1 Phoenix, 1 Unicorn. Oh, sorry, 3 Hextia and 2 Prime Banshee. Prime Banshee is probably some of the combos. Borreload, Phoenix, Unicorn, 2 Linkuriboh, 2 Avermax comes up for the combo, a lot of 2Os because of Extravagance, and then 3 Almirage, I think is the best one to start with because of Sangin and Silquidus, as well as Meluseek. So let's get into the combos. For the first combo, we assume that you start your opponent's plays and you have Faker and Seek on play. So you like a trap card and then some Faker Seek at the end of their turn. So to start the combo, we use both into Hextia, and then we're going to use our Seek to search Mario. We're going to normal summon our Mario and use Mario to set our protocol. And then we're going to use Mario to switch Hextia and Faker. We're then going to trigger the chain links as we like, as then we're going to trigger Hexia's chain link 2 and then Multi-Faker's chain link 1. And then we're going to link away our Multi-Faker and our Mario into our another Hexia on top. Now on their turn, we can use our Manifestation to revive our Hexia. Hence now we have a Hex Silk Lock going. And then we can chain our Silquidus to our Manny targeting our Hexia, so that way she gets specialed and we get a bounce out of it, and we still have another card that's set. So this makes it really good, and this way we have Proto and Manny live just off of just Seek Mario. This is a good kickback play if that's all you have, nothing else, and it prevents them from making further progression and unlocks them, because once they out your Silk, you can re-add it back to your hand. So that's it for the first combo. So we're going to use our Seek and Multi-Faker into Hextia, and we're going to search again Marionetta. We're going to normal our Mario in the middle zone. This is important for our zone placement because we want to make sure for a fact that we have the zone placement like this, because this is the go second attack lock. So this is our quote-unquote 7700 damage, and I'll point out why it's 7700. So we search Manny because we have Proto Manny there. When you switch the protocol now with Faker engraved, then we use Faker to special summon from our deck as Silquidus, and we're going to use those two now to make another Hexia under this Hexia. So now Silk gets the trigger because it was sent to the grave, and then we can add back our protocol to our hand. So now we have Manny that's set, protocol in hand, and this right here is 7700 damage because Mario 1600 giving this Hexia 3100, and this Hexia is pointing to Hexia, which gives her 3000. No, she does not gain whatever she would be at, which would be 47, which would be a 3100. She doesn't get that additionally added onto her, so it'll be 3000, 31, and 16, which is 7700. And you still have forms of interruption because now you have Manny to revive Faker on their turn, and also you have Protocol as a form of negation, and you also have 2 spell and trap negations. Not only that, when these Hexteas go to the grave, you can search other Mannies, Marios, or even Konkiri to protect your board. This is important, and I don't understand why people aren't making this type of play, so I just thought it'd be cool to show you guys what you can do on the kickback turns. Because everyone knows how to flip trap cards, but what they don't understand is that Altergeist is not only a trap deck, but it's also a progressive trap deck that does a lot of stuff on the next turn if it's given a turn. Combo, I just thought I would show you something. If you think you don't want to kill them, and I like this combo a lot, it's setting up an Avermax lock. So this is why I play 2 Avermax, and I'll show you. So we're going to use our Seek and Multifaker into Hexia. Seek's effect to Marionetter. We're going to normal Marionetter. We're going to set our manifestation. I just put this on under here for good practice because if there's something to stop us, we can then negate with Hexia, but that's not going to matter because we're not doing the 7700 damage combo. So we set our Manny. We could use Mario now to switch our Protocol special Melee Seek, not Multifaker, Melee Seek. So now we're going to use our Mario and our Hexia to make Prime Banshee. And then we're going to use Hexia's effect to search our second manifestation. So now we're going to use our Melee Seek that we revived into Link Karibo. And then we're going to use those 2 cards now into Avermax. We were able to make Avermax and Link Karibo because we did not use Multifaker's effect this turn. And that's why we had to special summon specifically Melee Seek. Because if we use Multifaker's effect to special summon from deck, we're locked into just Altergeist. So now we make Avermax, and then we get to add back our Multifaker to our hand because of Prime Banshee's effect. When it is sent to the graveyard, we can add any Altergeist card from our grave to our hand. So we set both, and then on their turn, we can use both of our manifestations, and this is where it comes up where I told you, where it's not a hard once per turn, to revive Hexia and Prime Banshee. Now, they can never attack our monsters because of Avermax, that's going to protect our line of Altergeist monsters, and then we can simply summon out Multifaker and have Silk from our hand because we trigger trap cards. When Prime Banshee and Silk go to the grave, you loop back both your Mannies, and also your Hexia is going to add a Mario for the kickback turn, making it almost unlikely for you to lose. If you don't want to get the second manifestation, you can choose to instead grab Protocol instead with your Hexia. That way, when your Prime Banshee adds back, you can end with Faker, Protocol, Manny, but this one is just a more monsters you can have on field. I thought this would be a helpful video, and if you guys liked it, just tell me what other content you'd like to see. I just thought it would be cool to just show you guys what else you can do, and you're not just locked into playing one specific deck for the format, and how strong Altergeisters still are even with Multifaker being at 1. This is Justin with Rampengu Nation, and see you guys.